Hey, welcome back. Sal here from SJ Cooks. So today we are making some flautas from some leftover pulled pork. Flautas, or flutes, are rolled up tortillas with meat stuffing. You can use chicken, pork, or beef. But you know, us barbecuers, well, we know what's up. Smoke up some meat on the grill specifically for these and give it a try. But if you got some leftover smoked meat already, then you absolutely must give these flautas a shot. I have some leftover pork shoulder that I'm gonna fry up in this pan. If this pork looks familiar, well, it is. It's the meat that I used for those pork tacos I made previously. I had a little bit left over, so I decided to make this dish. If you don't have any leftover pulled pork and you want to know how to make it, I'm going to leave a link to a few smoked pulled pork videos that I have on my channel. You can certainly swap out the smoked pork with other barbecue meats. Pulled chicken works great, and so does pulled beef. This is a great leftover recipe, but you know what? I wouldn't mind grilling up some meat specifically to make these flautas, but I'm going to leave that up to you. We'll just want to reheat a bit before building the flautas. You can certainly build your flautas dry like this, but I had some leftover mole that I'm going to incorporate here. Give it a little mix. Now, if you want to know how to make mole, I also have that video, so be sure to check it out. Now, mole is usually pretty thick, so I'm going to water this down with a little chicken broth. Mix it, cover it, and let it heat up a bit. Now, I got some of these flautas built out already, but let me show you how it's done. It's actually pretty simple. First, reheat your tortilla, and then add your meat. I usually make flautas with dry meat because when using wet ingredients, it tends to splatter a bit when you shallow fry. But let's cross our fingers that none of this happens. As a last minute decision, I'm going to add some cheese. Next, give it a roll. Pack in your ingredients as you roll. It's a little overstuffed, so the next one I build, I'm going to use a little less meat. Once you're at the end, I'm adding some cornstarch mixed with a little water. This will help the tortilla stick so we don't have to use toothpicks. Alternatively, you can use flour mixed in with water. If you don't have either, then well, you gotta use toothpicks. Now, how much stuffing you use and how tightly you wrap is up to you. But remember, this isn't a taco, this is a flauta. So you have to give it enough room to actually give it a good roll. Let's make another one. I'm not stuffing too much this time, just add enough to get a good portion in there, and give it a roll. Cheech might have something negative to say with my rolling abilities, but this is for eating, not smoking, so I think we'll be good. Now here are all the flautas prepped up and ready to go. Now for those unfamiliar with the term flautas, it means flutes in Spanish. But people are a little weird because do these look like flutes to you? On second thought, they kind of do look like flutes. Once we have our flautas rolled up nicely, let's place them in a pan filled with oil. The oil is around 350 degrees. I'm going to shallow fry here, making sure that the seam of the flauta goes in first. This way it seals it in nicely and it's not going to unroll on me. Now listen to that sizzle. So far no crazy splatter, but the oil is going a little nuts and it's getting a bit of color from the mole. Give it about 3 minutes and then turn over. You should have a nice even browning on both sides. If this doesn't get enough color on your first turn, just flip again until you're happy with it. Okay, I spoke too soon. It's splattering a little bit due to the wet pork mole filling, but you know what, it's not too bad. Now you can certainly deep fry these for more even color, but as you know, it uses a ton more oil that way. A shallow fry is good enough for me. And if you don't use any wet ingredients at all in the stuffing, you're not going to splatter at all. Remove and place on the cooling rack. I don't have a pan large enough to fit all of the flautas at the same time, but I don't mind doing these in batches. Finally, let's drop in the second batch. Flauta seam down first, fry, flip over, keep frying, and then remove. Very, very simple. Now it's very important to let them cool a bit before eating. Otherwise, you're going to burn the heck out of your mouth. Once cooled down a little, I'm going to plate some over some lettuce. These are fantastic appetizers, and they're absolutely awesome for game day. The filling looks a little bit dark, but it's mainly due to the mole sauce I added. Nothing here is burnt, but it's delicious. Now, many people will add an enchilada sauce on top or some sour cream, cotija cheese, but I'm going the dipping route. I really like salsa and guacamole for my dipping, and that's what I'm going to do here. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, buddy. Chances are I'm going to burn the heck out of my mouth. Let's do it. Now, a clean bite just by itself. Okay, that flauta was excellent. Crunchy texture, the delicious filling. Get creative with the dips. I chose guacamole and salsa, but you could go any which way. Maybe a little ranch. Who knows? So make sure you give this a try next time you run out of what to do with that pulled pork. This is excellent. See you on the next one. It's a great flauta.